Hey y'all, what's going on? So y'all already know what time it is. I got my bloody bunnies on, and you know True Blood came on tonight, and I have mixed emotions. First thing I want to say is this, and I'm not even gonna say it. If y'all seen the first 16 minutes of the pre-show live or whatever, tell me what y'all thought about that. That's what I'm gonna say about that. Now let's get into it. So you already know that in the beginning it starts off with what happened in the past and this and that and other, and y'all did my red lips just for the True Blood, the whole True Blood thing. And why are they reading? Anywho, so, ooh, y'all, I'm a little aggravated with that beginning show, but we're gonna move forward. So, okay, they start out showing what happened, how they talked about Lilith. Which, by the way, I hate that they even brought that shit in there. Because, see, you could have picked another storyline. Anywho. So you got Bill. Now he done went from being, dead and the eyes are bleeding to, from the bloody ooze to this butt-naked. Well, we'll call it butt-naked. Butt-naked ass bloody mess, okay? So Eric and Sookie's in there. Now, did y'all happen to notice that from Bill's point of view, from him being Billis, he could see that Sookie was a fairy. Okay, so he's running out through there and shit, and Eric and them trying to run. Sookie then fell into somebody, whoever was on the floor that met the true death or whatever, which, okay, let's move forward. Anywho, so they get in the elevator. And Eric, it's going fine at first. Eric's like, are you okay? And I'm kind of looking like, looks like a little something still going on between Eric and Sookie, which it's something between Bill and Sookie and something between Eric and Bill. It's just who is going to end up in the end with her. And with that being said, Sookie, I don't give a damn who you end up with, as long as you are not with the wolf. And Joe, I will be reading you boots, honey, later on. So anywho, so they in there and it's going. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, somewhere in the middle of that, Eric's sister, Tara, Pam, and Jason, and what's her name, Bill's prodigy or whatever. Anyway, they running around trying to get out, this and that and other, trying to get out of there. Jason shot somebody and their whole body fell on them or whatever, however it goes, and they get out of there. Meanwhile, before they get out of there, this is when Pam and Eric's sister kind of get to know each other. And Pam was checking her right off on it. Who are you? Like, girl. And she was probably thinking, I will kill, eat, and fuck you in that order. Y'all know she said it last time, like, I can't. Pam has the most legendary sayings. And did I mention Tara was there? Ever. Anyways, so they walking around, they running this and that and other, trying to get out of there. And she's like, look, I told your makeup, whatever, that I was going to see you get out of her, and that's the end of it. So they follow her out. Now, back to Sookie and them, because the damn elevator then went out. And, y'all, Sookie's a damn magnet for this shit. And I'm trying to understand, when is folks going to realize that Sookie and all of her sookatry is just a magnet for this shit? Like, okay. Anyway, moving on along. So they trying to figure out how to get out of there. Eric beats a hole through the top of the elevator, and Sookie's shining her little light or whatever. Next time we see them, first of all, Jason and them think they done blew up or whatever the case may be, and they didn't, and Eric pulls up with her in the car. Now, did y'all check how Pam was looking at him like, you always checking for her? Of course, Pam. Baby, I don't know. 100 years chasing after a man, baby. Okay, just pay it for dust. And girl, he released you now. Hey, okay. Anyway, so they all get in the car and they get ready to drive off. Kaboom! Here comes Bill and all his bloody ass nastiness, Billis, and looking, and Sookie's like, wait a minute. And they look back, and then he ascends into the sky, whatever, so they driving. Meanwhile, they in the car, and they listening to the radio, and Eric's, he driving like, what the fuck? What we gonna do? And everybody's kind of looking silly. Sookie's still wearing whoever she fell into, and Jason's just covered in somebody. I don't know. Bill's child that he made. What is it? What is her name? Erica? No, it ain't Erica. I done forgot her name. Y'all know she's not my favorite. You know she's not. She's sitting there and she's kind of just, because, you know, she didn't already ask Sookie did Bill make it or whatever, which now she sees he has, but it's not really Bill. So they talking. The radio comes on and you can hear the mayor talking about, well, we were, you know, welcoming of all the vampires. We had most of the vampires here, but now we had 200-something deaths because the damn True Blood factory got blown up. And we can fucking thank that damn Littus and all of that shit, Billis, for that shit. And all you motherfuckers in that car, y'all have something to do with it. Blowing up the shit. Now there ain't even no True Blood. Now you got motherfucking vampires running amok. Really? Anywho, while he's saying, telling everybody to get their guns and wood and this and that and other, Jason, with his silly ass, and he tried me this whole damn episode. Jason, I have never wanted to just shake your brains more than I wanted to shake your brains tonight. Okay? He's like, that's right, this and that and other. Never mind the fact that you in a car full of vampires. Are you kidding me? For mine, they could have ended you, honey, because you just tried me tonight. So they riding along, and the mayor's talking about get you some more bullets and wooden bullets and do what you got to do. And he didn't put this curfew on them and shit. And really? So how you gonna enforce the curfew is what I'm trying to understand. Yes, you control the day or whatever, but honey, when the night, are you kidding me? Anywho, so it's pretty much war that they decide to declare on the vampires, the humans have. Okay, so they get out the damn car at some point and they pause for a minute. Eric gets mad because they're talking about something. He pulls over. This is when, huh? Oh, I got the remote. This is when Pam gets the opportunity because the sister's in there talking. She hops out. She wants to talk to Eric and ask him, who is this bitch? You know, and he's like, that's my sister. And she's like, in 100 years, you never could have rolled over and said nothing to me in between bites and nips and things of this nature. He's like, look, I'm not trying to go through this, honey. The world as we know is changing, and I don't have time to coddle you and your feelings. Not that I don't understand where Pam's coming from, but Pam, I have to say this, baby. When you in the thick of it, honey, y'all need to be thinking about how y'all gonna work this shit out. So Eric is like, he just walks off from her. He goes and he begins to talk to his sister. Meanwhile, Miss Pam then went off, and you already know Tara's going to follow her because they've been bumping uglies and things of this nature. That's going on. So while Eric and the sisters talking, which they talking about Warlow. Okay, like, he's like, well, you read the book, and she was like, yes, I did, and one taste of it, I was ready to give up this and that and other, but I don't never remember, you know, this and Bill turning into that and what would happen and reincarnation or whatever. So she said, Jason knows about it, and he's like, how does she know? You know, so she goes over there and glams the shit out of Jason. Meanwhile, in the midst of that, Tara that went down there trying to talk to Pam. Pam done told her to get her ass away because she don't want to see her crying. Want her to see her crying bloody ass tears. Which, girl, you knew Eric had let you go. Now that's done. Now, here. Y'all can still be friends and cool and all of that and try to have each other back, but bitch, you getting on my motherfucking nerves. I'm gonna need you to snap out of it. And honey, that motherfucking coursing and shit they had you in, this was not your best look coming into this season. I'm sorry. I just was not here for it. Because y'all know Pam will give it to us. And anytime Sookie's looking better than you looking, Pam, it is a problem. And I am going wardrobe. I'm going to need wardrobe. Makeup. I'm going to need all of that. Because they tried it with you. Anywho, so she done glam Jason. In the midst of that, Bill's baby vamp is somewhere like, Lord, I'm scared talking to Sookie and this and that and other. I'm all alone. And Sookie's like, no. And okay. Jessica, that's her name. Miss Jessica, girl. Okay, girl. But I do have a feeling, y'all, that Miss Jessica is going to have a bigger role this time. Because, well, I'm going to get into that. Anywho, so Jason, so old girl glamours Jason and he's like, Warlow, killed my family and this and that and other, and he's looking for Sookie and blah, blah, blah. Eric comes in and he snaps out of it. He pulls the gun, gonna try to shoot the damn Eric's sister, and Eric's like, you gonna die. And he's like, so what? We both gonna die. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of y'all doing me this way. Sookie had to jump in. Jason's mad as hell at Sookie, so he walks off, and she's like, you gonna have to kill me. And he's like, well, you love them more than you love us. And when Eric said, I'm gonna kill you, he said he been dead inside. Since he found out the vampires had killed his family. He been done. So what you gonna do? Okay, so Jason runs off. Erica starts going through this shit. Apparently, Bill is summoning her bones and blood, honey. And she's like, Bill is summoning me. She's like, somebody stop me. Just when Eric jumps in to stop her, the bitch threw her blood everywhere. And I was like, cut. Now this bitch is throwing up. What? She's throwing up blood. Bill squeezing her heart from wherever he's at, somewhere butt naked and bloody. And are you kidding me, Bill? Oh, I can't. So Sookie decides to tell Eric, listen, stop it. I'm going to take her to Bill. You know, she's Captain Save, a motherfucking vampire. If you don't sit her fairy dust ass down somewhere. Now, girl, I don't know how far this going to take you. The light. Now, Bill done turned into Billis and then ran in the air and went down and went from being a bucket of blood to dust to this. Girl, I don't know, honey. You might have to go get some of the old fairies, baby, because, ooh, this is a big one. I don't know if it's going to get it, but maybe if you do this. Anywho, so they let her go. Of course, Pam Eric's going to go because, you know, he loves Sookie's bones, honey. And Pam's like, and why are you going, like, honey, now, why are you risking your life to go and save her? Now, I done had it with her. So he tells her, take your prodigy home and this and that and other and do what I said or something. If you're going to follow me or whatever, then do that or whatever. All right. So, meanwhile, back at the ranch, let me have this moment because we already know that the human doggy, woofy shapeshifter, the mama, she gone. She gone. She just shouldn't have changed into the Reverend. When she did that, then she's ooey gooey inside and she done did this. So now Sam Marla got to take over this baby and run with it. He had to leave her body there. She gone. He bloody burnt up. You know, the babies, I'm just like, oh, and the left the cub and wolf. Y'all was so sad. And I was like, oh, woo, woo, woo. And then we'll move on along past that because, you know, yeah, that was pretty much it on that one. Okay. Now, because I feel I need to, Joe, it is our time. If you ever, first of all, I know now you the pack leader, this and that and other. Y'all know Joe's the pack leader from last year. He had to kill old dude, and this is pretty much kind of where it started at. So the rest of the wolf is eating up the body and this and that and other, and some funky major mutt, and then she's a mutt. Anyway, she come bringing him an arm like, you know, this means you're mad or some shit. Bitch, you got to be kidding me, honey. Girl, if you don't stop, I will spray some wolf be gone on your ass, bitch, and you will be gone. Don't do it. So her ass throws that, and the daddy's like, well, you got to eat this flesh in order to be the pack leader. So he did eat the flesh, and he's still drunk on the power, and y'all, next thing you know, his daddy is barking and shit, and plus, this bitch, after he eats it, she kneels down in front of me. And by the way, you know, since the bitch shifted back from being a wolf to her human form, the bitch was good and damn butt naked and giving just full frontal nudity, coochie and everything. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, the little puppy, the one that the mama died, the shapeshifter, the grandmama, and the woman that I was just about to tell you, Joe, it might be okay if you see her occasionally when I'm not around. I was going to tell you, I look up and they sitting on the side watching this bitch who just threw you a motherfucking arm. And you sitting there all, And this bitch like, I served you. Bitch, if you don't get back, you gonna get served. I know you don't want me to have to snatch your motherfucking tail and ears and shit and whoop you with them. So don't play with me. Granny and the other woman sitting there, the daddy, he decides after they going wild and he see all the blood and shit going everywhere, and now she done popped up with this full frontal nudity. It just brings the wolf out in him, so everybody's taking their shit off, and then we got a whole pack of fucking wolves running. Next thing you know, Joe, he already shirt off Joe. And Joe is the wolf, y'all. Your ass off and running with the rest of the motherfucking pack. Ooh. Anywho, so the grandmama and the girl that you could have been with is sitting on the side, but at some point she even turns into the wolf shit. Now you and this new bitch is running wild and this and that doesn't. Y'all shift back, and next thing you know, this bitch is ready to give you a little tail, and I do mean a little tail when I say that. Meanwhile, old girl who I was just going to say it's okay for you to be with, this bitch pops up and she comes out of her wolf jacket and turns into a woman and sees y'all, and you like, oh, like you was just caught up in the moment. You wasn't caught up in the damn moment, and every time somebody show you they fucking titties and coochie, don't mean you got to get on their fucking back. Anywho, so she's looking like, and I know what she was thinking in her mind. She was like, I got to figure out how to get rid of this bitch. And girl, I'm on the same page with you, and I got my motherfucking wolf be gone spray, and I will spray some wolf bane on that bitch. Anywho, so she goes up after the girl, and the girl was like, it was my fault. Bitch, we know it was your fault. But it was also Joe's fault, because every time you see some coochie, you want, oh, I just want to just, Anywho. So she decides, while she's thinking in her mind, she up and starts kissing Joe. Oh, girl is getting ready to walk off, and she's like, where you going? And call her back. Now, if it wasn't stank or dank wolf enough, and this motherfucking wolf trash that's going on, and your ass was screwing everybody last season. Sookie, from Sookie to the motherfucking maid to everybody. Joe, you are trying it. Anywho, so she gets her to come back and gives her a kiss, and if that wasn't enough, ooh, and girl, I don't know where you're going with this shit, because I'm here to tell you, bitch, I wouldn't have said nothing. Now, you did say, I'm your number one, bitch. And you gonna snatch her and put her down in his area, girl? That's when shh. That's for the other bitch, not Joe. That's for you and her. Talking about you, the number one bitch, and you gonna let this shit go on. Here I am trying to get this bitch out of it some motherfucking way, bitch. We got to work together on this, and you then turned on me. But that's okay. We're gonna try to work this out, and Joe, me and you gonna have it out. Because I'm sick of you laying around with all of these motherfucking wolves and fairies and shit. Wolves, fairies, shapeshifters, doggies, puppets. I'm not gonna be able to do it. I'm gonna straighten this shit out. Anywho, okay, moving on a damn long, and I have gotten in an uproar, and don't even make me start on the whole 15 or 16 minutes before the show, and y'all had somebody else doing that show. I know you got to be kidding me. Like she was the best fan ever. Are you kidding me? But I'm not gonna go into that, Joe. Ooh, anywho. Anyway, y'all, so, and again, for those who don't know, Joe plays the wolf on there. That's actually, his name is Joe, and I just call him Joe, and it is what it is. Anywho, so, okay, so we're moving off of that. Now, let's see what I want to go in. Let's go into Sam Merlot. He's bringing the baby into his little restaurant. He heard something, lays the baby down, come to find out it's Lala. And y'all, I was so glad that they put Lala in. I'm looking forward to whatever Lala is giving. He is one of my favorite characters or whatever, and I'm looking forward to this. So he had the little girl in there. Sam don't want him to tell nobody that he's seen him, and Lala's like, well, you know, it's me. Always at the wrong place at the wrong time, and he's taking a baby back to get her something to eat. Sam's crying. You know, he just lost his horsey that he had been running with, but Sam will find you somebody, honey. Maybe you and Suki can hook up, and I can, yeah. And then who? Meanwhile, let me bounce back, because I feel the need to go back to Jason. And Jason, I just want to snatch your damn brain. So Jason is walking on the road, and y'all, my husband said who he thought it was, and I was like, it probably ain't it. He gets in a car with some stranger who happens just to be out on the road or whatever, gets in, got his gun and shit. The stranger want to know everything. He done told this damn man everything. And I'm going to stop right there and get back to who he was. And I bet y'all can guess who the hell this man was. Anywho. So back to Suki taking Jessica. So they go to this house, and Suki and broke some shit because she knows she got to stab his ass. Shit, we got to have something in case we got to stab or whatever. So, okay. They go in. Jessica is hollering a little less or whatever. They get in there, go upstairs, and they got the shit. And you know they hold on to each other like, bitch, okay. Wait, let me get it. Bitch, now. I'll hit him high, you hit him low, bitch. But at any rate, we're going to make the fuck up out of her. First of all, this fool just disappeared into a bloody mush. And now he's back again. Bitch, I don't believe that your steak is going to do it. But we will move forward. You could at least have some acid and some fire or something too. Shit, taking us in there, bitch, we would have had a conversation after that. Anywho, so they go up the steps, and as she gets close and gets upstairs, it's this dusty pile of red dust. And I'm thinking, okay, well, that's Bill. And then she said, no, he's over there. So they go outside on the porch, and there is Bill and all of his motherfucking splendor bellies sitting there and looking and this and that and other. And here comes Eric all of a sudden trying to attack. At first his sister came and she got her motherfucking ass swatted all the way on the side of the fence. It was just kind of like boof. Eric came, honey, and Eric, all of this time you have been able to handle Bill, honey. Bill handled your ass. He did, Eric. I was a little upset the way he put his hands on your neck and the way he was handling you, like you was merely a vampire cub. I don't know. Moving on along. As he's trying to get at Eric, Suki took the damn thing and staked him in the damn back through the chest. So y'all know it's saying something. Suki done chose sides, y'all. Done chose Eric over Bill, and that's what it looks like. Meanwhile, everybody's there trying to save Jessica. Bill's trying to say that he don't know what he is. He ain't gonna hurt nobody. He won't hurt Jessica. He's sorry about the fear in her in the eyes and this and that and other. All of that. Jessica turns around and looks and says she's there for Bill. And Suki, you had the nerve to try to stake her. Jessica, bitch, I have never wanted to give a vampire a motherfucking root canal more than I want to get at you. Because you know you always been on my nerves. This bitch, now I know Bill is your maker. But girl, that is no longer Bill. Like Suki said, that is not Bill. Like, for real. And you want to go with him? You don't know when you have a make. Shut your ass up. Just shut your I'm gonna be a virgin forever ass up, okay? You and your motherfucking hymen, okay? Because I've had it with you. So she takes sides with Bill and says don't never come around her. Bill's like, if you do it, I'm gonna kill you. Blah, blah, blah. He shakes the ground and shit. And Suki was right. And Suki, what was your... I told you you gotta do this. This on me. What was that? Eric is standing there like, what the fuck am I going to do with him? We got to figure some shit out. Anywho. Now, off of that, now let's ease on over because we got to have a moment with Tara and Pam. So they go back into Fantasia talking. Tara's like, why are you even going through this over Eric? And, you know, Pam is upset. And Pam was like, well, honey, because he was I was with him for 100 years and this and that and other. And, of course, Tara's trying to be there for her. And she's kind of like, you won't understand it. And then, Pam, did you have to be so low down as to say that No matter what you do, you will never take his place. Girl, ain't nobody trying to take Eric's place. But what I want you to do is take that damn corset off, bitch, and get your hair from out of the motherfucking 1800s, bitch. Get your face on and the shit you normally do, and let's go to war, honey, because I don't have time for you and all of this passive ass shit and pining over Eric and shit and worrying about what his sister's doing and this and that and other, and then you trying to read Terror, and Terror got you together by grabbing your shit, and you was, girl, you wasn't as strong as you needed to be, but Terror, you know, had she been full and had some blood, she'd have cleaned you. But I'm glad you tried to do it, and Terror's like, you just afraid of what's going to happen, and she's like, did you think it was going to be this love affair, this and that? Pam, get it to fuck together. When you get your hair, your braids, and your face and shit together, and then we will figure out a fucking plan on how to get rid of Bella. Now, bitch, get it together. Anywho, Tara, stay on your damn game, get it together. Y'all gonna need to get Lala and get him to kind of talk to some other people on the other side and shit and see what the hell's going on. Okay, now let's go back to, well, before we go to Jason. Andy Belfleur, now he done had the fairy from the last season, that laid on the table and had 4 fairy babies. That is Andy's. He's out on the porch while his wife is taking care of his 4 fucking love children that he made with some fairy. Now, honey, she's in there taking care of the baby. Now, bitch, if you don't get your ass in there, you fucking better. And he's like, I don't know what to do, and he ain't gonna be a parent, and she's just being the ultimate wife, because, bitch, you better than me, because I've been like, if you don't get in here and get these motherfucking twinkling ass fairy ass babies, now I'm in here changing asses that ain't mine. If you don't get up, you better don't play with me. So she talks him into going in there, they changing, they telling him what not to use, this and that and other. And didn't nobody tell your nasty ass to go frolicking out in the damn shrubbery and sleeping with fucking fairies. And now you can't even call the bitch because Russell Edgerton just sucked that bitch dry. If you don't find a fucking fairy nanny, you better and calm your ass down. That's it. Anywho. So, okay. Now let's move on to Jason. No, not Jason, y'all. I got to pause for a minute because I need to talk about this damn mayor who then had the people who makes True Blood, which, by the way, if any of my bloodies are loves or whatever, if y'all know where I can get one of those y'all know the True Blood pop or whatever, let me know because I would love to have one. Joe, I'm going to need some True Blood pop. Not that this is going to help me to get over this shit that's going on. No. Is it going to help me get over that 16-minute show that I was not a part of, as one of the biggest True Blood fans. If you don't give me some pop. Anywho. So, where was I at? Because y'all, every time I go to that and I think about that shit pre-show, I can't. Anywho. So, where was I? Y'all just threw a blank that quick, brain for it. Okay, no, the mayor and his nasty ass. So he get the people who's making the True Blood, this and that and other, and have them to come to this factory that apparently was for tea, but apparently in Louisiana they only drink Lipton, and he wants to tell them you can make True Blood here, and we're gonna need funding, and so he can get reelected and this and that and other. So and y'all, we gotta watch his ass, because he's up to something other than this. Excuse me, but we already know he's up to something because apparently this season, spoiler alert, which really not a spoiler alert because y'all seen it, the ones that they captured, they doing tests on to see how to beat them. So his ass ain't no damn good, but they agree to it or whatever. We'll see how that shit plays out. Now we will move on to Jason and his ass frolicking and riding in a car with Warlow, talking about your family, this, that, and other, and your dead parents, and they racist, and they back in the back seat of the car, and you can still see them, because now you see dead people, like you said, and I will quote, like the gay little boy that was in the show, whatever that movie was, I see dead people or whatever. He heard you. Bang! He can't. Go ahead. He can't hear you because of that TV. I tell him. Happy Father's Day, Giorgio. Okay. Anywho, so I'm sorry, y'all. So he's riding in the car, and I'm wondering when he's gonna realize that he's talking to Warlow. And just when he says that they gonna do that, Warlow ain't gonna get him or whatever, that's when he said, Warlow said, you can't stop him, so and so, cause I'm Warlow. Getting ready to run into a damn tree, and that's when the shit ends for me. Other than when Andy Balfour wakes his ass up, and these fucking fairy ass babies that the bitch done had and done left went from being toddlers just some hours ago to 7 years old now. Shit. Which I don't know, y'all. Y'all tell me this, because I think this is how it's going to go. I think they're going to end up needing them fairies, and this shit is going to come into play. With that being said, at one point, Bill, and I have to put this in there, Bill's helping Jessica. She's going to sleep. They talking about somebody in the war, and he's like, I'm just trying to figure out what I am. Oh, excuse me, y'all. Woo. And, oh, excuse me. And Jessica says, well, I'm here for you. He's like, he needs some help. She goes to bed. She's tired. She gets some warm True Blood. The cup falls over. He stops it with his mind. And Bill, if there was ever any question to whether you are the same person, honey, let that be the reason, because you are not. Now, you know your ass was not catching and stopping glasses. Then he goes his ass in the other room sitting down reading some blasphemous ass book, and here come Littles and some other people. Y'all, that was 3 damn bras. What the hell? Anywho, in the midst of that, Sookie somewhere on the other side, and the damn map, the piece of paper that was on there that the shit was wrote on, lights up this and that and other. So you already know Warlow's ass is already on his way. Thanks to Jason telling it all with your smart ass. Anywho, let's see what else, because I feel like I'm leaving something out, y'all. What am I leaving out? Okay, was that, and then Warlow, Sookie and her whole shit, and the shit lights up. Okay, and Warlow jumps out or whatever. Yeah, I feel like I'm leaving something out, but y'all already know if I did, drop that shit below and put that shit in. Basically, y'all, to be quite honest, I don't know, but I was expecting a little bit more. This, you know, the first episode, I was just expecting a little bit more, y'all. I don't know, but I think it's going to be good. We're going to hang in there with them, and y'all already know what it is. I'm going to be on here doing my reviews as long as the Lord lets me draw a breath or whatever. To my bloodies, please let me know what y'all think of the show tonight. Well, did y'all get what y'all wanted out of it? You know, was it everything that you wanted it to be or whatever? And tell me this. Do you think that them 4 fairy babies is going to have something to do? They're going to have to help Sookie. Because I think they're going to have to help Sookie. It's going to take the fairies. And apparently they're going to be after the shapeshifters and shit. They just going to turn on everything that's not human or whatever. I don't know. Y'all leave that shit below and let me know. I will be watching it. I am so glad the True Blood's on, and I'm just kind of already dreading whenever the shit do go off. And after leaving a year later, y'all better give it to us this season. I'm going to need it. Anywho, y'all, I'm out of here. I'm going to put my bloody bunnies up until next week. And we're going to talk about True Blood or whatever next week or whatever or what have you. We'll see what's going to happen. Let me know your predictions. And for my bloodies, leave it over on the Cup of Blood group. If you didn't get in, you know, email, give me your email or whatever on the Much Love from Nina Facebook page, and I will, you know, send you an invite that way if you're interested in getting in. Because like I said, I did the group where it's secret and you can't take it down a level or whatever, and I just didn't know that. So, you know, if you want to get in, just give me your email and I will do an invite, you know, over there in the group or whatever, because it goes on in the group for real. So for my bloodies, please leave what you think is going to happen over there on the Cup of Blood group or whatever. So I'm out of here, y'all. Much love. Bye.